Hi everyone, Steve Field from the Prime Safety Department. We've done this format in the past, and what Andrea and I are doing today is we're walking around the new plaza. We said, let's go down and let's talk to 3 drivers. And this is the amazing part. We kind of knew what we wanted to do. We had some questions, and the questions are going to be the same for each driver. But I think the amazing part was just picking 3 drivers at random and then listening to each of their stories and what they brought to Prime and what Prime has done for them. It's just amazing. The first driver is Charles. Charles has put 32 drivers through our training program. Then we've got Sean. Sean was in the U.S. Navy. He's also a former law enforcement officer, and he's on the driver advisory board. And then we've got Myrna. Her story's pretty unique. She worked for 20 years in the DA's office in a city up in Wisconsin. And then for the next part of her life, she decided to become a truck driver, went through our training program, was an over-the-road driver, and now she works here on the pad with some of our drivers, making sure we keep the program moving. And these are truly just 3 drivers that we picked at random. Why do we do something like this? It's a little bit different, and we hope you enjoy hearing their stories, comparing them to your stories. If we could, we'd do one for every one of our 8,500 drivers, but obviously that'd be a pretty long video, so we'll just go with 3 today. So I hope you enjoy it, and it's just, I don't know, I think it really just kind of shows how this Prime family comes together and works together, and I think they've got some neat stories to tell you. So we'll go ahead and we'll hear from Charles, we'll hear from Sean, we'll hear from Myrna, and then I'll see you at the end of the video. So thanks for tuning in.
Hi, my name is Charles McLeod. I'm a reefer driver here at Prime Inc., and I've been training for 3 years, been with the company for 5. And being here at Prime is such a great experience. It has improved my life to where that's why I became a trainer, so I can help improve others, one student at a time. And one of the main things about Prime for me that keeps me motivated is knowing that I have a company that I can expand. I can try tanker, flatbed, reefer, I can go company or lease. It's so many options. With your normal jobs, you don't have area to promote yourself. It's all about, and do I fit in anything? But here, we are equal opportunity employer, so I feel like I fit in as soon as I walk through the door. That was back in February of 2015.
Hi, Sean Fitzgerald, originally from California. At the age of 18, joined the United States Navy, served 9 years. Whenever I got done with the Navy, came to Oklahoma with the Oklahoma Department of Corrections. Went from the Oklahoma Department of Corrections to the Oklahoma City Police Department. Decided to get out of that line of work, came to Prime, came through the PSD program, had an outstanding time. Went through the TNT, came back, went out on the road, and I decided that I wanted to be an instructor. I wanted to help the new students progress and get better. That's one of the number 1 complaints is most truck drivers have out here is that, oh, that guy had a bad trainer, that guy had a bad trainer. I wanted to be the remedy to that. Came back over here. I've been at Prime for 4 years. Would never want to leave it. I'm also a member of the driver advisory board. Wanted to do that because I wanted to be a part of progressing Prime and moving it forward, and I've had an outstanding time.
Hi, my name is Myrna Muhasky. I've been at Prime for a little more than 2 years. I came from Wisconsin out of a DA's office for almost 20 years. I started here at Prime in 2018. I came in and came through the training program. I really appreciated the training I was given. I felt it was thorough, and I came to Prime because there was opportunity as far as guaranteed employment when I got finished and got my CDL, and it was a for sure 1-year commitment. So now I do training on the pads. I have been doing that since May, and I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm giving back, helping people get to where they need to be, getting independent financially, and helping them achieve goals that they're looking towards.
My favorite thing about trucking is having the accessibility to visit all my family. Most of my family's in the Southeast region. My aunt, who I talk to every day, who's like a mother to me, stays in Virginia. My grandmother stays in South Carolina. My other aunt, who's a mother to me, stays in Alabama. So being able to truck drive, I can go visit them, take breaks, and still as well as make money because I'm out here to improve my life. So why not have a little fun? With truck driving, it lets you work and play at the same time. And there's not too many industries that you can do that.
I will say that my favorite thing about trucking is really in two things. Number one, love the travel. Something new every day, new challenges. The other thing, especially being a vet, most of us vets know we love that brotherhood. I found that brotherhood here the same way like I did in the military.
One of my favorite things about trucking is the freedom that I have. You're doing the same thing, you get good at what you're doing, it's repetitive, but you get to do it in different places. I've enjoyed driving from California to Maryland and Wisconsin to Florida. So it's the freedom of doing what I need to do and yet being on time and achieving goals. And I appreciate the opportunity I've been given here.
This year, 2020, has been such an immaculate change, like, wow, mind-blowing. But adjusting to it has been okay, like different customers. He's wearing your mask, staying safe, keeping your distance, making sure that each customer have changed their check-in and check-out policy. Again, I've been driving since 2015. I got used to a certain way, like a check-in, drive-in, get personal with my customers and receivers, get to know their names. But now, they didn't change the whole process with less communication. But to be effective, we have to remember the industry that we're in is all about the customers. So with the customer, I still say, hey, how you doing? Keeping the distance. I might write a little note. Have a good day. See you next time. So adjustment has been a little hard with when they shut down with the food places and everything. But due to our major customers with craft and everything, and stopping through Walmarts and stuff, you have to properly plan. So 2020, I can say I became a better trip planner than I was before.
2020 has been a very, we'll call it, interesting year. We've seen a new culture come forward whenever it comes to the appreciation for the truck driver. It used to be before people would take us for granted. Now we're starting to see streets lined with people saying that thank you for trucking, thank you truck drivers. It felt really good. I will say that 2020 really brought that forward, especially whenever it comes to the freight. Freight went through the roof. I went out, I observed it. We've also had all of our customers, they've been extremely awesome whenever it came to the type of safety protocols, wearing the mask, even coming down to offering us drinks, offering us snacks, goodie bags, everything like that. 2020 was definitely bad, but in a lot of different ways it could have been worse, and our customers made it better for us.
The main thing that happened for me during 2020 and the COVID situation was the availability to keep working, being considered an essential worker. I didn't lose any monthly financial ability to make money, so income. That was a huge issue for me. I think the little bit of a scary part was being out there not knowing. We didn't have any masks. There was limited food options, but I just stocked my truck with plenty of food, and I didn't have any problem with that like other people did. I think that right now the stock, as far as I'm concerned, the look of trucking looks like things are going to continue on in a really heavy path that it's been on. So that's really a good outlook for trucking.
And for the new drivers, one tip that I would give you is stay safe, think safe. If you hesitate about anything, don't do it. If you're scared, don't do it. Perform at your ability. Remember, it's about being proficient, not knowledgeable. Knowledge come along, but being proficient will give you safety. So whenever you think that something strange, don't do it. Call your dispatcher, call your safety, call somebody else, call another driver. Because if you feel something is unsafe, then 9 times out of 10, it's unsafe for your ability. Stay safe, think safe, be safe.
I would say the one thing for any new driver that's coming in, one of the biggest safety tips for me is pre-plan, pre-plan, pre-plan. You want to pre-trip, but you also want to do everything to know that where you're not surprised. You go out into, especially out into the interstates, start looking where you're going to turn in. Know exactly the turns that you're going to make. That way nothing surprises you. when nothing surprises you, the only thing you can be is successful.
An issue with safety that really is one of the things I focus on with my students here on the yard, on the pads, is making sure you're watching out those mirrors at all times, avoiding accidents, watching around you, look at what's important, focus on your lane, who's ahead of you, and making sure you're watching those mirrors every 8 to 10 seconds. They probably get sick of hearing it, but the reality is there's no easier way. You can't undent something sometimes, but you can certainly prevent it. And that's really how I go about it with my students. It's always safety first.
Well, here at Prime, I've been a company driver from 2015 up until a month ago. And the company side, I loved it, but I was ready for another challenge, go cross country, and try to start my own business. So from here on out, I'm going to be leasing for the next 2.5 years guaranteed, because the lease program offered a lot of me being a manager, again, owning my own business. So I took a break, did the company, let the company ran my truck, and now I have another awesome fleet manager as a lease driver who I trust in him as a business partner. One thing about Prime, you can let them do everything and still trust them and be a regular employee, but when you're ready to step up and take that responsibility, you have a great business partner, which is your fleet manager, to be successful and lead and go forward.
I would say one of the biggest things for me moving forward is I want to push it on to the next generation. My youngest daughter, she wants to actually be in truck driving, and that's something that even whenever I was a kid, I saw. So I would say try to make it the easiest transition for her, try to make it to where the industry is that much better than from whenever I came in. Same thing, want to move forward to help the veteran community, because this job is an outstanding transition job from whenever all of my brothers and sisters are getting out of the military. This is one of the easiest transitions ever.
My future at Prime, I guess I hope it's going to be a long one. When I came into Prime, I was 54, and so I was looking to make this my home. Right now I'm doing pad training. I do 2 students at a time, and I'm hoping that it stays this way for a little bit. It's nice. I do miss being on the road, so it's nice to take a load every now and again and run here and there, but overall I really enjoy my time here at Prime. It's a lot of flexibility, guaranteed money for the most part, as long as you're willing to work hard for it, and that's my future. It's pretty much staying here. I don't really have a plan to leave.
So I honestly can say I would never ever regret coming here to Prime. It's a great beginning start, and for me it's going to be an ending start, because Prime always is a family. Like they say, trucking is a lifestyle, and the family that I have here is the lifestyle that I love, I enjoy, and I embrace, and I appreciate every moment that I am here.
It's been great talking to y'all. Like I said, my name is Sean. Anytime that you guys see me on the yard, believe me, you can't miss me. If you have any questions whenever it comes to the driver advisory board, training program, anything like that, I'm an open book. Come find me.
So there you have it. That's our video for this week. I enjoyed it. I enjoy doing those videos. Andrea and I, when we walk around, we go, look, we can talk to them, we can talk to them, and some people don't want to do it, and that's fine. Yeah, this is strictly voluntary. Some folks, I think, going, man, I hope they pick me. I'd like to tell my story, because we have so many good stories out there. And I think it was pretty clearly said by Sean that if anything good has come out of COVID-19, it's the respect that truck drivers have re-earned from the American public. They have realized that the only way we've gotten through this to this point is because of the American trucker. So that's certainly a positive that's come out of this. This has been a good year for us, certainly a challenging year, but at the end of the year, we're going to say 2020, despite all the obstacles that were faced by our drivers, by our in-house associates, by our mechanics, despite all that, once again, Prime got the job done, and we remain the trucking company of choice for our shippers. What we're going to try to do next week, we're kind of working on the details. We're going to try to have a way for you to send questions in, whether you have a question for Robert or you have a question for Steve Wutke or any of the division heads or Dr. Abraham. So we'll try to get that out in the next couple days so we can start getting some questions, because I do want to get Robert and the rest of the staff back on the video next week to keep you updated. We appreciate everything that you do out there. I know how difficult it is. I know how challenging it is. But at the end of the day, you guys do a fantastic job. Safety-wise, on-time-wise, claim-wise, roadside inspection-wise. Any way you want to measure truckers, you guys do a fantastic job. So thank you for everything that you do. If you like the video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you want to go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon, then you'll get notifications when new videos come out. We hope you enjoy them. If you have any ideas for future videos, just put a comment down below. Andrea reads those, all of the comments, and we take a look at them, and we try to incorporate ideas in as best we can. So thank you, and I'll see you next week.